It's that time of year again, new iPhone, and a lot of people are wondering whether they should upgrade. In this video, I will go over everything that's new with the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max compared to the iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max. First off, the cameras have seen a pretty big improvement. They're a lot bigger, the wide-angle lens lets in a lot more light now, so that really helps for low-light photos. The ultra-wide-angle camera now has autofocus, so last year, whenever you took a photo with the ultra-wide camera, it was just a fixed focus, you couldn't change it. It was just whatever, focus it was on is what it would stay on. So you couldn't change the focus. I mean, for an ultra-wide lens, it doesn't matter too much because, the depth of field is going to be so wide that, you can't really tell what's in focus. However, the big thing this year is that you can shoot macro photos with that ultra-wide angle lens. So if you get up to 2 centimeters away from an object, you can get a pretty cool looking photo. It will actually be able to focus 2 centimeters away. So basically when you use the wide angle lens and get close enough to an object, it will automatically switch to the ultra wide lens, but you get some really cool looking photos with that thing. It's incredible. Another big thing we get this year is the ProMotion display. So that means that the display can run up to 120 hertz. So if you guys play games or anything, you might know what frame rate is. So, that basically means the screen on the phone can display up to 120 frames per second. So, when you scroll or, playing a game or whatever, a lot of the motion will look a lot smoother and it's going to be easier to follow text as you're scrolling through. And that can potentially save you on battery as well, because whenever the screen is not moving or it's moving kind of slow, it will actually change that refresh rate to, anywhere below 120 hertz. So, it could be 60, 50, 24 hertz, even 10 hertz. It goes all the way down to 10 hertz. So, when the screen is idle, if nothing's moving, it's just at 10 hertz. And, that means that it's not using as much power. So your battery might actually benefit from that as well. Also, in my experience, it tends to just be a little easier on the eyes. It's easier for me to follow everything that way. Plus, the display is slightly brighter than the 12 Pro. I didn't really notice much of a difference, but technically it is a little bit brighter. Now, Apple hasn't used the S term in their names for a little while, but I feel like if they still did, this year would probably be named the iPhone 12s instead of the 13. Because there aren't a lot of changes this year. I'm not gonna lie, if you have a 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max, whatever, I feel like if you have any of those phones, this year's upgrade isn't really worth it for you. Now, if you're on the iPhone upgrade program, either through your carrier or through Apple, where you can upgrade every year for basically the same monthly cost, maybe you should do it, because I feel like you're not really going to be wasting money since you're trading in your old phone, you get everything back for that, and you're just paying basically the same payment. That's what I'm doing. I'm on the Apple iPhone upgrade program. I get a new one every year. I pay tax on the phone and that's it. I'm just paying the same monthly payment all the time. So if you're on a program like that, yeah, maybe do it. But I feel like if you have a 12 right now, these phones, in my opinion, aren't really worth the upgrade for you. However, if you have an iPhone that's the 11 or older than that, then I actually do recommend upgrading. This is a pretty significant upgrade from the 11 or the 10s, the iPhone 10, especially the iPhone 8 or the 7 or anything like that. If you have an iPhone that's older like that, I do feel like this is a pretty substantial upgrade from those. So if you're looking to upgrade and you have one of those older phones, I would get this instead of the iPhone 12 or especially the SE. The iPhone SE is actually pretty bad. The battery life is horrible. There's a reason it's so cheap. Now, if that's what you have for your budget, fine. But I'm just going to say, if you want to get a decent phone, it's a pretty good upgrade from your current one, then the iPhone 13, the iPhone 13 Pro, or the iPhone 13 Pro Max are all a pretty good upgrade for you. Now, of course, if you're like me and you really value 120 hertz on a phone screen, then yeah, that might also be a reason to upgrade. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. I have been Paul Radiker, and I will see you guys in the next video.